Hi friends, welcome to a new reading vlog. So we have been doing these weekly vlogs, making our way through the hardest reading challenge you have ever done. And we have our bingo board here, and we have about half these prompts broken down into little reading prompts here. And what we're doing is just pulling some of these and going through it. If you've never heard of this reading challenge, it is designed to be incredibly difficult and runs from July to July each year, but I messed up / did not actually start committing to this until very recently, and now we are trying to scramble and get everything done within 2 months. So you'll be seeing alternating vlogs every week of one where I am doing specifically devoted to one of these prompts, and then one where we are pulling other extra random prompts and sub within these prompts. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we are continuing on and trying to complete this challenge if we can. So to start this off, I am going to be pulling 2 prompts for here, and we're going to be going over the next week or so and just seeing how many books we can get done, and hopefully quite a few, because we have all this. We even have more prompts, and like I said, we need to finish this before July. I'm probably going to pull it till August at least, but the goal is July. So with that being said, let us pick out 2 prompts. Okay, I always go down the middle, and I don't know if that's beneficial. There's 2. There's this 2? Yeah. Let's look what these have to say. So first off, adaptation, play. So this is one, I actually need to take a better look at this prompt because I'm not entirely sure if I need to read a book or just look at the adaptation. Or if I can, so it says all the adaptations. Books are turned into movies, shows, plays, etc. all the time. You may either read the original source materials and or watch the adaptation. Play will be a little bit difficult because I definitely am not going to be able to go see one in person over the next little bit. But I might be able to, I could probably read a play pretty quickly. Like for sure I could read like a Shakespeare play, something like that, in an absolutely no time. So I'll look into that. And I guess it would be, so it would have to be a play that has been adapted into something else, or a book that's been adapted into a play. I'm gonna have to look into this one a little more because yeah, if it's a book that has then become a play, then maybe not a play, that was a play. I don't know, I'm confused, but we're gonna figure out something for that. And then here, this is Indigenous Heritage, and this corresponds to the prompt Heritage Months. There are many months that celebrate the diversity of the world, so let's read through different ones as well. Submit a book for each one you knock off. You can read them all at this. You can read them at any time, but reading them during the month they are celebrating is extra special. Wish I was a little more organized and actually making sure I was reading things on time. So basically, I'm going to try to find a book by an Indigenous author, and I'm going to go do a little research, and I'll come back later on with some ideas of what I'm reading or maybe watching. Quite a while since I updated, so several days, but I did pick out books at least, and we'll quickly talk about that. I'm just away for the weekend with my husband and have not been doing any reading, but let's like quickly discuss the picks. Also, I look exhausted. I am tired. I need to shower. So for the Indigenous recommendation, I am doing The Surface Berry by the author of Braiding Sweetgrass, which was a really good nonfiction about just plants and the way that Indigenous communities actually use them, and just how integral they are to life, and the way that culturally, like, so many of these plants have been used over the years. So we're picking out another book by this author, which I know I'm gonna like, and the audiobook is only 2 hours. And then for play, I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but I can do a book that is an adaptation of a play. So something that is Shakespeare inspired. So I have a book from Chloe Liez, and I haven't started it yet, but I do have one from her. It's supposedly a Shakespearean retelling. I think the one I picked is Twelfth Night inspired. So we at least have that. And yeah, I have like no actual updates. Just wanted to say, kind of have picked out books. I never really realized like how exhausted I look until I sit down to film something, and then I look like a disaster person. So I haven't updated once again in several days. Got home from our weekend away and then just haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk. And also, I'm going to tell you the most unsatisfying update ever. I mean, I did finish one book, but if we're being very honest, it was a 2-hour audiobook that I listened to at work today, and we have not touched anything else. So we're going to be scrambling the next 2 days to try and get this vlog where I want it to be able to go up when I want it. So keep that in mind. We're going to be trying to do quite a bit more reading the next 2 days. I'm really trying to like limit the time that I'm filming these so they can stay on schedule for when I want them to go up. So, you know. Oh, also today I did a reformers Pilates class for the first time, and it was insanely hard. Like, I do mat Pilates probably 3-4 times a week, and I like to think that I'm like, you know, decently strong. It's something about just being on these like machines that are moving. So trying to get the balance there, and then also just add in that little bit of weight, a little bit of extra resistance for all these moves. Insanely hard. I also went to a studio that has like, so they basically have either rowers or bikes built into the reformer machine. So you would have like intervals of doing like 3-5 minutes of rowing, and then you'd be doing your strength, and then you're just alternating. And yeah, it killed, but that was really fun. I'm going to be trying for a little bit over the next few weeks to do a few classes because they have like an intro user like deal for the studio. I'm going to try it for a few weeks and then reassess, because it is also insanely expensive to get a membership to this place. Like one class, if you're buying one class at a time, it's $42. And I don't want to pay that. And then even like monthly passes, crazy. For 4 classes a month, it's like $120. And just, that is wild to me. But I enjoyed it at least. Okay, so the book that I did finish, it was for our Indigenous Heritage prompt. Oh, hi buddy, you coming over? Just wait. Good boy. Okay, so the prompt that we picked, it was for our Indigenous Heritage prompt, and this is in the month of celebrations, kind of general square. I picked the Serviceberry, and it's by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Let me briefly read the description. So it's a bold and inspiring vision for how to orient our lives around gratitude, reciprocity, and community based on the lessons of the natural world. I thought it was just a really interesting, like, it's very, very short. So it is really hard to have like very concrete thoughts. This is such a recurring trend for me. I don't know why I keep picking up really short books, and I think it's just, I want to be able to say I'm checking off more things. But at the same time, short books don't always deliver the punch I want them to. I can literally only think of like, there's a handful of like science fiction short stories or novellas that like blew my mind, and otherwise they tend to not really do it for me as much. But I did like this one. I thought it was just an exploration of more of a giving and gifting economy. So just something that, you know, very different from what we currently have, not really delving into the capitalism, something that's kind of the opposite of the current capitalism of the world, and just how we should really like, you know, care for our neighbors, care for the environment, all of those general thoughts. And just in general, also like how we should really embrace sharing in our lives, and how communities should really get back to this general sharing like attitude. So very much, I think, like an intro, more kind of this idea of gift economy and looking at it more of through an ecological perspective. So I think it was just more of like a very intro, and overall liked it quite a bit. Again, like could have delved deeper, but that wasn't necessarily the point of it. It was meant to be very short. And it's something that now, if I choose to, I can go do some more research. So we are done that one. And I did pull another prompt. I just did not film myself doing it because I wanted to, when I finished that earlier, I wanted to then be able to have something else I can delve into, which I have not done. We have quote V. So one of our squares in HRCYED, we are basically have to make a quote and then read a book based off every word in it, or read a book whose title contains every word. I am going to butcher this. Please bear with me. I did decide to choose my favorite quote from Dune, and for some reason, you can never remember it off the top of my head. So fear is the mind killer, the something that obliterates everything, the something of total obliteration. It's kind of funny. Like, I actually 100% intend to get this tattooed on me, and yet I cannot remember the quote at all. But this is so incredibly easy. We just need a book that has the word V in the title. So I honestly, again, like I said this before, I always have so many books checked out at Libby. I have like right now 37 and then my 20 on Kindle Unlimited. I never read all of them. I usually end up like renewing things, returning them. I just like to have a very broad option of things that I can just jump in and pick whenever I want. But easily, thankfully, can quickly like scroll through this and usually find something that works. And we're gonna do The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. And this is her newest release. I believe it is to do with a woman who is dating a guy and then falls for his best friend. The reviews on this one have been very, very mixed so far. It seems like a lot of people aren't really jiving with it. I don't know if it's like the characters or, I mean, I'm a little nervous that there might be a cheating aspect in it because if it's somebody falling for, you know, boyfriend's best friend. It feels like there's probably going to be cheating in there, or like at least an emotional like cheating. So that makes me a little nervous, but I really do like Abby Jimenez, and I've read all of her books at this point, and the majority of them I've rated really, really highly. So I'm excited to get into it, but again, just kind of nervous. So we have that, and then I still have not started Once Smitten, Twice Shy. I'm a little curious. Like, I think for this adaptations prompt that one came from, I think we can watch movies. Like, if a play was adapted into a movie, am I crazy? But I feel like maybe I could watch it. I don't know if I have to only read the book or if I could watch the movie and just say that is enough. Because if I could make my life a little bit easier and just watch a movie tonight, that would be fantastic. I might, there's a Discord for this challenge. I might actually go message people and see what they think, because I would be really, really down to like watch a Shakespeare adaptation or something. Maybe that would work. I feel like I'm kind of just at that point in my week where I'm like, let's make everything as easy as possible. So I'm very honestly, I don't think I'm going to do too much reading tonight, but I will probably, if I do, I'll check in later on. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Trying very quickly to down some pasta, and thought I would like do the quickest update ever. So I am about to go work at the Pilates studio for the evening. Usually I only work on weekends, but today I'm covering a shift for someone, so just have to do that, which I didn't think it would be that bad, but like just scrambling together after work has been a little bit much. And yeah, basically I just wanted to say I started reading The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, and I'm enjoying it because I like her writing, but also I very much see where a lot of the criticism of this book is coming in. So we're following those two people. Our female main character, she was at a concert with her friend and ran into said friend's male friends. And basically she had the choice between one of the two of them driving her home. And she went with this one guy who seemed a little more enthusiastic about driving her versus the guy who's maybe a little more standoffish. And she ended up now dating said guy who she got to drive home with. They've been dating a few months, and she is kind of realizing that she's not necessarily clicking the best with him, that a lot of his lifestyle choices are maybe not the same as hers. And at the same time, there have been a few situations where she's now spending significantly more time with his best friend and kind of realizing that maybe he is the guy she should have picked. So where we're at right now, they're spending a lot of time together and they're both kind of starting to realize that there's like that attraction there, but also very much trying to push it down and not think about it because said friend will be hurt in the process and they don't really want to, you know, get really messy dynamics in here. And it's definitely kind of veering in my mind towards emotional cheating just because you can see both of them. They are really, really starting to fall for each other. And you can definitely see, even though they're trying to fight it, you can see that this is happening. And also, I just have to say, our female main character is so naive and she's really coming off as like overly trusting the guy that she's with. And we know all of these things about him, about things he's not telling her, ways that he is not really being that helpful or good of a boyfriend, and all these secrets he's keeping from her. And there's so many things that like you see him make this terrible choice and you see it from his friend's perspective, but then you go for hers and you see her like trying to rationalize it. I was like, oh, maybe he's just really trying to be caring. Maybe he's just trying to do this other thing. Maybe he's just trying to take care of me in his own way. But you know that like he did not put that thought in. He was literally just hungover or something. And it's like, it's hard. It's hard because I don't like the guy that she's currently with, but I know it's going to get messy and I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that. I also just like really, I don't like cheating in books. I really, really struggle to get on board with it. And I'm hoping that there'll be a very clear like line before anything physical happens. But at the same time, emotional cheating is still cheating. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how I feel about it. The writing is decent. It just, I don't know, I'm struggling to get through this one as much. So I need to eat and I'll probably be reading a little bit still at my shift tonight. Usually when a class is running, I either have the choice to take it or just kind of do my own thing. And I'm going to try to do at least one Pilates class. Tonight they have like 2 Pilates classes and a strength class, which is more cardio hit. I don't think I'm up to that, but I might be up to Pilates, which if I'm working, I'm always like, I should at least do one. So I should get plenty of writing time, thankfully, and maybe make a little more progress in some of these. But yeah, I'm gonna eat right now. So I've managed to get about 80% into the night we met, and I'm really, really unsure about how I'm feeling. Like, there's so many things with this relationship we're following where I can very clearly see that these 2 main people, they should be together. Our female main character should not be with her current boyfriend, and she is just either oblivious or really trying to think of like on the best side of him to ignore all of these things that he does that are terrible. And you can see her also, she's coming to this like realization that she doesn't actually like spending time with her actual boyfriend. But I don't know, like I feel like she just keeps making bad decision after bad decision and really cannot kind of like come to this conclusion that she shouldn't actually be with him. Yeah, so I don't know, like it definitely has a lot of yearning in it. But then again, just the fact that we are dealing with somebody who's in a relationship and how messy things are with this guy's best friend. I don't know. I really don't know. I think that she's a fantastic writer, and even just the fact that I'm so conflicted because I am liking the writing, I'm really feeling for these characters, but then I feel yucky about this situation. Maybe that is really a reflection of how good her writing is. Yeah, I'm so incredibly unsure. And also at the same time, I will say I'm starting to get a little weirded out by the male main character. So he's very clearly in love with our female main character, but I think that, and he also has these protective tendencies, but they're starting to get a little obsessive, and I think they're a little bit too much. So she does have a peanut allergy. He's a pharmacist and like basically brings an EpiPen and with him everywhere he goes in case she needs it. And he also like checks her medication, does all these things, which on one hand is just him, you know, doing professional due diligence and also like making sure people are okay. But he's so weirdly obsessive about it. Like wakes up worried at night thinking about her and like, oh, is she okay? Is she okay? wakes up at like 3 a.m. to go clean her car off of her snow, to go clean snow off of her car in a snowstorm. And like, he just keeps doing these things that, yes, they're good gestures, but they're so obsessive, the way that we see him caring about it, that it's just like, it's a little bit too much. And I still don't know. Like, I think that maybe is a borderlining too obsessive. Also, we're at 80% and she's still dating her current boyfriend, and that's a little bit concerning. So I really, really don't know how I'm feeling. Where we are in the day, I just finished my workout. Worked last night at the Pilates studio, which is great, and did a class. Felt fantastic. Read a little bit during the time at the studio. Just did my workout for the day today, and I have some editing to do, and then I think hopefully reading time. I really want to finish this. I want to actually start on our Chloe Leah's book, maybe pick something else out, maybe make progress. Who knows? We can be very hopeful here. You know I'm working. You know it's Missy, Erica, Incense, and Prince, Product, Joy, Magic, and Muscle. I'm done with the night we met, and I don't know if I really have anything original to say past what I kind of last mentioned, where I was feeling very mixed about it. And I still kind of do, where I've read it, ultimately liked the relationship, but I didn't like their journey to get there. There was a lot of things that happened. I think the characters made many stupid decisions, but also that was very realistic. They were messy. They were not clean people. Like, they were not doing things in a smart way, which is also realistic for just people. Like, they're not always going to make good decisions in relationships, and you know, sometimes you do hurt people along the way, whether or not you intend to. And yeah, they just made a lot of stupid decisions. Again, like what I literally just said, it was very realistic. So I guess there's that. And like, I did like the writing. I do like Abby Jimenez really quite a bit, but at the same time, like, I didn't like that journey that we went on with the characters. I think there was like way too much of a relationship between our female main character and her original boyfriend. I think it went on way too long. And yeah, it ended up being like not enough at the end once our couple was happy either. Like, it just ended up kind of being a very tiny portion of the book at the end. Yeah, like, I'm trying to think of other things that I have to say about it. I feel like that's just kind of where I am. It was okay. Writing was good, but I didn't really like the story. So next one this was the one that we'd already pulled, which was for a book that is a play adaptation. So I'm doing Once Smitten, Twice Shy by Chloe Leah's. This is cute. I'm like 40-ish% into it right now. It's a very quick read. I should have it done in no time today. I am going to end off the vlog after I finish this one. But it is cute. It is, I don't know, like, not that serious in some ways. We're basically just following these two people. They meet at, like, off by chance at a bar in Scotland. They dance and then kind of just go their separate ways. And then months later, they actually meet in our female main character's parents' backyard, because male main character happens to be best friends with their neighbor / childhood best friend. And from there, they decide to start fake dating, but basically more of they are going to practice dating on each other. A female main character just got out of a long-term relationship. She is like not super confident about getting back into dating. Male main character, he is not convinced that he like knows how to properly seduce a woman, I guess, or how to properly fall in love. He also is, this one's kind of glossed over. It feels very stupid, but he has decided that he needs to marry somebody because he's going to take over his family whiskey making business. And he's decided it has to stay in the family. So soon to be business partner / when he takes it over, he needs a wife who will help him run the business, you know, and it has to be a wife who will help with the business, and they have to be married. And he's decided this. There's no like external pressure at all. It's just entirely on him. So it's kind of random that way. And yeah, he basically is like, let's start dating. Let's practice dating because I need somebody to kind of coach me on how I will find a wife. So it's okay. Like, that plot is a little ridiculous, but it is cute. And it's like not that serious of a read. So I should be getting that done like very soon. And like I said, I'm going to kind of finish off this vlog as soon as that one's done and dive into a new one, of course. This has just gone on for too long. Again, like I keep getting to the point where I'm not reading nearly as much as I wanted to in these videos, but realistically I can't extend them longer if I want to post things. So we are in a little bit of a bind, and I still have much more I need to read. So I will be going to finish that, and then hopefully I'll be back very soon and I'll dive into the next video. Okay, I finished reading Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and this is for our play adaptation prompt. I think this was cute. It was cute, but for me, relatively surface level. I didn't really feel emotionally attached to anything that was going on, and this might be because I am popping into a series 3 books in, and really they're standalone books. We follow sisters and we already see them in their relationships. So maybe it's just I haven't seen the journey of, like, especially our female main character. I haven't seen her go through some things to this point. But I didn't really feel anything emotionally. And like, I liked the characters a decent amount. I thought they were fun. I thought their story was entertaining, but it definitely lacked the emotional depth that I was hoping for. And just really didn't go far enough for what I wanted, didn't explore things as deeply, didn't make me feel as much emotion as I would want. So like, just very mid-range romance for me. I will say I'm absolutely going to pick up more from this author. I think it was entertaining, and it was also a quick read, so she could be somebody who, like, a good palate cleanser romance author for me, like somebody who I'm going in and perhaps I know it's not going to deliver like heartbreak depth, everything I deeply want, but I'm still going to come out with like a decently good time. So yeah, with that, now that I have officially read this book, we're going to end off this weekly vlog here. This definitely ended up being more than a week, and I barely read anything in this video, but that's fine. We're just making progress. We are checking things off. We're doing good. So I am going to immediately go start the next week, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all of my other videos for HRCYED, and yeah, thank you for being here. Bye.